Hey, this is Matthew Armstrong.
And I'm Victoria Whitehead.
And welcome to day 23 of our 100-day juice feast. And first of all, let's just check out what we're drinking today. Check it out. Manzana, pepino, apio, espinaque, y limón. And what you want to be getting is loads and loads of alkalizing greens every single day. If you're juicing, if you're juice feasting especially, well, juicing generally, don't just be juicing fruit and things like that. Make sure you're getting a load of green leafy vegetables and other vegetables like the
Celery?
I'm just thinking Spanish now, apio, celery, because this is the stuff that's going to be very, very healing, very, very good for the bones, full of minerals. You know, one of the biggest problems in the world is people are deficient in minerals. Minerals is the big one, and you're going to get your minerals mainly from the vegetables, green vegetables and things like that. So every single day I'm getting in at least 2 pounds of green vegetables a day, and that's in the form of like the leafy vegetables, the spinach, the apio, and even lemon, citric acid, converts to alkaline in the body. So even that is going to have an alkalizing effect on the body. And also cucumbers, very, very alkaline. So you want to be getting a lot of alkalinity into your body, neutralizing the acid waste and flushing the body of toxins. So alkalinity where it's at, make sure you're getting a lot more alkalinity than acidic foods. And that is what's going to give you the radiant energy and the health and vitality and well-being that you want. So something that's big in the news at the minute in the personal development world is James Arthur Ray just got not convicted, but got a guilty verdict of negligent homicide for an event that he was facilitating a couple of years ago, where he held a sweat lodge, and 3 people died in the sweat lodge, and numerous others were hospitalized from it. There's a lot of learnings in there for all of us. Obviously it's extremely tough, unimaginably tough for a lot of people who were seriously affected by that event. Family and James himself. Personally, I have no judgment on the event. I still listen to James Arthur Ray's audios, and his work was fantastic and is fantastic still, and had helped a lot of people, and is still helping people. And there's a big lesson to be learned from this event and what happened afterwards. And we all take our different learnings away from it. But definitely, personal responsibility is one of them. Is handing our power over to somebody else. We all need to have personal responsibility for ourselves. Don't hand your power over to anyone. Learn from everyone. I learn from so many different people. I learn from James. I learn from so many other masters and personal development teachers and health teachers. But if something happens to me, I'm not going to turn and point the finger and say, well, he told me to do this. I got to take my personal responsibility. If I'm going to go to someone, I'm going to believe what they say, then it's my responsibility. And so it's going from a place of blaming someone to taking responsibility. And when we take responsibility for ourselves, take responsibility for our health, that's when we have true power. Not handing our responsibility over to somebody else, no matter who they are. So even on these videos, no matter what we say, you want to be researching that yourself. You want to be checking it out. You want to be, you want to be a critical thinker. You want to be looking at it. Be curious. Don't be critical. Be a critical thinker. I'm curious, and look into things. Learn it yourself, and then make decisions based on your own evaluation of anything. And that is when we have, as I said before, true power, when we take full responsibility for everything in our lives. Did you want to add anything to that, Victoria?
Yeah. I think it comes down to using your intuition, and if you look at somebody, just realize that that person is just someone who has studied something that you haven't yet studied, and they're there to share that information with you. And if they share information with you and you take it on and it fits you, then that's great. If they share information, if they say to do something and you're kind of feeling uncomfortable, you don't think you should be doing that, then don't do it. It's really important that you trust your own intuition, because people, it doesn't matter how how successful they are, those are just ordinary people, and they don't know your background, they don't know your health history, they don't know where you're coming from, so they can only give you advice to a certain point. So always trust your own intuition when it comes to anything to do with especially your health, and even mental well-being and physical well-being. Really, trust yourself.
And here's one that actually happened today. Moving into a lighter sort of energy field now. Today I was thinking we really need a chopping board, a new chopping board for all the vegetables. And I was thinking that we really need this new chopping board. And it was in my mind. I was thinking Victoria was downtown, and she just didn't have a phone on her. So I thought, I'll just send her a little telepathic message. Maybe she'll get a chopping board. So sent her this telepathic message, and she came back up, and I started to tell her about we need to get a chopping board next time we go downtown. She said, actually, I went into the store, went into the shop, and for no reason she went in there. She decided she wanted to go in there, and picked up a chopping board, was looking at it, then thought, no, sure, we don't need one just yet, and put it back down again. And then thought that I would disagree with getting another chopping board, which I wouldn't have done because I sent the telepathic message, but she didn't know that. So that was her intuition saying buy a chopping board, and then the brain comes in and says no, and the rational mind comes in and says no because of this. So intuition is very, very important. So that's what we want to start tuning into more, is our intuition, and knowing what is right for ourselves, knowing what our truth is, not just following somebody else's truth. Okay, so what we've got for you now is like we talked about last time in the last video. If you haven't seen the last video, check it out, where I talk about the army colonel who basically reversed his age by at least 20 years and 6 months by performing these 5 exercises, 5 yogic postures, and it's known as the 5 rites of rejuvenation, or also known as the 5 Tibetans. And each day this week we're going to do a different one of them. And then you want to be practicing that one each day, and then build on it so you're doing all 5, then doing all 5 every single day, as we're going to be doing every day, right?
Yeah. Okay,
so let's do that. So the first posture, or the first movement, because it's actually a spinning movement that we do, might be a new paradigm for you. Maybe not. Maybe you're totally with this understanding. But it works on the energetics of the body, and it works on the different chakras and the vortices that bring energy in through the body. And what this exercise does is it opens up our energy channels, allowing energy to come in. So that's the purpose of this exercise. So it's basically standing with the feet flat on the ground, feet together, putting the arms out, palms downward, and then we're going to spin to the right. On each one we spin 21 times, but we're going to spin 7 times each one, and you want to build it up. So starting here, and then we're going to spin to the right 7 times. So to spin to the right, if I turn my head to the right, then I know that's the way I'm going. You might be going, which is left, which is right? This way is right. So turn the head to the right, and then spin 7 times. Then from there, put the hands on the hips and take 2 deep breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth. So that's the very first one. You might even want to do that one just 3 times at the start, until you build up the strength in the I forget the fluid in your eardrums or whatever. So then you can do that without getting dizzy. So start with 7 or 3, and then we'll build it up to 21. but these are very, very powerful. Don't underestimate them. The first time I learned them, I did them all 21 times. I was practicing yoga at the time, 2 hours a day, and I did them all 21 times each day. After 3 weeks, I burnt out. My energy system just burnt out, and I think I slept for almost 2 days or something. So you want to build this up easily, build this up nice and easily. So that's the first one, and then tomorrow we'll be moving into the second one, third, fourth, fifth, and then a surprise on the 6th day. Okay, so practice that. And if I gave them all now anyway, you wouldn't remember them. So just do one each day, and you'll build it up. By the end of the 5 days, you'll have them all. Okay, great stuff. So again, that might be a new paradigm for you. That spinning thing. You might think, why not spin to the left? Why spin to the right? And all these different questions. But just do it and experience it for yourself. Okay. So my name is Matthew Armstrong.
And I'm Victoria Whitehead.
See you tomorrow.